Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer and welcome back to your daily silver stacking video. Thank you for tuning in. If you would like an opportunity to win some silver, click subscribe, click the link in the description. That's the entry video. May the luckiest stacker win. Now, I've been covering this JP Morgan price manipulation, this illegal stuff that they've been doing behind the scenes. Several of their employees got sent to prison. The Dutch bank, Merrill Lynch, they've all been getting some of their employees sent to prison as well. I've covered this. But more, and I mean more people are getting sent to prison. People are facing racketeering charges. This article came out yesterday, and it's just getting worse and worse. This is an absolute crap show, to say the least. And it really just exposes how much price manipulation, how much rigging of these of precious metals markets. You know, we're not just talking about the SLV, we're talking about ETFs, we're talking about a lot of different ways that these shady bankers are using their power, their money to sway the markets to their advantage, and also tricking everyone and basically scamming everyone else on these exchanges. And I'm glad that they're making it more of a punishable crime, not just a slap on the wrist. As you can see in this article, they have to pay $920 million. Before, it was a slap on the wrist with something so small, a couple $100,000. But now we're getting into some more serious numbers, and people are actually getting sent to prison, right? It's easy to say, you know, oh, I'll take the fine, but when 10 years of your life or however many years of your life is spent sitting in a cell, that might make you second guess what you're going to do illegally. So, you know, let's just jump into this. I would love for you all to participate. Let me know what you think about this. The last time I made a video covering this, it was 2 of Merrill Lynch's, or maybe 4 of Merrill Lynch's employees getting sent to prison. And now we're back with JP Morgan and the same thing, right? It's just like every couple of months I'm covering another video just of more people and more bankers just going down. I mean, it's crazy. And since judges have been making it more of a punishable crime, I don't know if it's stopped. It probably has. Well, it's obviously always going to go on. But I do think that since they're looking heavier into it, that we're definitely going to see, you know, who's all behind this. But also, we're going to see if it does lighten up. And I'm always curious to what extent or what percentage this has been affecting the markets, because we're talking about several years, decades backdating of them getting caught. And you'll see they've been manipulating the prices of gold, silver, platinum, palladium between 2008 and 2016. All right, and that's just from that period. It is hard to tell. And it's hard, and here's another one, 4 ex-employees accused of spoofing, bank fraud charges. It's wire fraud, other charges stand. I mean, it's interesting because it's hard to tell if spoofing is going on. Because, and by the way, spoofing is when you post, or let's say you put a buy order on an exchange, and you cancel the order before it goes through, but you have the intent to cancel it. You never had the intent for that order to go through. You posted it knowing you're going to cancel it, so it makes the volume different. It is basically putting a false flag or changing the perspective of what the markets are doing or where the markets stand, and that also influences the way that other people invest on that exchange. But you're allowed to cancel orders. So how can you tell if someone is posting that buy order knowing they're going to cancel it, right? Because they can always just say, well, I canceled it because of X, Y, and Z. So how can you prove that someone has the ill intent? It's very tricky, and that's also why this has probably been going on for so long and why people do it, right? But anyways, a link to this article will be in the description. Let's jump into it. So, Reuters, a federal judge in Chicago said 4 former JP Morgan and Chase employees must face charges including racketeering in a case accusing them of manipulating the prices of precious metals futures. U.S. District Judge Edmund Chang's ruling on Tuesday paves the way for an October 19th trial in the case, which is the U.S. Department of Justice's most aggressive attempt so far to police commodity spoofing, a tactic involving placing orders to move prices and quickly canceling them, right? And if you think this stuff is lightly taken, or if you think this stuff is, this is much, much, much more serious than you think. If you think that this is just a little bit of news, no, this is very, very serious stuff, and it's been going on to an astronomical degree on these exchanges. I mean, I've covered 4 different banks with probably 15 different people doing this for years and years and years with billions and billions of dollars. Prosecutors allege former Global Precious Metals desk head Michael Nowak, traders Greg Smith and Christopher Jordan, and salesperson Jeffrey Rufo manipulated the prices of gold, silver, platinum, and palladium between 2008 and 2016. Attorneys for Jordan and Nowak and a spokesperson for the DOJ declined to comment on Wednesday. Counsel for the other defendants did not immediately reply to requests for comment. In his ruling, Chang rejected the defendant's argument that the allegation that they engaged in a single spoofing conspiracy was not enough to support the racketeering charge. Chang also allowed the other 11 charges to stand, including 11 charges: market manipulation, spoofing, conspiracy, and commodities and wire fraud. He cited other spoofing cases in which judges allowed prosecutors to pursue those charges. The judge did, however, throw out bank fraud charges against Smith, Nowak, and Jordan, saying prosecutors had not pinpointed how or when they sought to deceive J.P. Morgan. J.P. Morgan agreed to pay more than $920 million and admitted to wrongdoing, settle spoofing probes by the DOJ and Commodity Futures Trading Commission in September. And trust me, J.P. Morgan has already killed the reputation. I mean, everyone knows. And I remember back in 2017, maybe 2018, Jamie Dimon, which is, J.P. Morgan, Jamie Dimon came out, called Bitcoin a scam, shot the price of Bitcoin down thousands and thousands of dollars. And then right after that, who was buying billions or millions of dollars in Bitcoin? Jamie Dimon, J.P. Morgan, right? Same tactic. Well, this is a lot different, but he came out, called Bitcoin a scam on national TV because he knew that would panic sell, shoot the price down so he can get it for a better price. And then they got caught buying millions of dollars in Bitcoin. Now, how did they get caught? Well, see, central banks can do shady stuff behind the scenes, but with Bitcoin, the blockchain stores every transaction publicly. You can't get away with anything on the blockchain. You'll get caught because every transaction's public. So yes, they got caught right away, red-handed. And that's just an example of how all of these bankers do the shady stuff behind the scenes and don't get caught. And that's one of the reasons why I do like cryptocurrency. So anyways, the case is the U.S. versus Smith, and this is the U.S. District Court, Northern District of Illinois. So it's just so insane. And here's another article as well. Let me see this one. So there's a couple other articles that came out. This was 2 years ago. So just talking about more of J.P. Morgan spoofing, the corruption. I mean, this price manipulation. And here's another one that's going over similar situation, going over the CFTC, saying that these they've engaged in a pattern of manipulation in the precious metals futures and U.S. Treasury futures markets, and they would place orders on one side of the market, which they never intended to execute, to create a false impression of buy or sell interest that would raise or depress prices. And it's exactly one-sided, either buy orders, sell orders, cancel it, so it gives the impression of this specific look, and traders then invest off of that. So this manipulative practice, which is designed to create the illusion of demand or lack thereof, is known as spoofing. So you can see how this could be, I guess, excusable or so easy to get away with because you're allowed to cancel orders. So he added that the bank invested considerable resources in boosting its internal compliance policy, surveillance system, and training programs, and also agreed to pay $35 million, and that's with charges related to Securities and Exchange Commission. So you could see also back then, I remember covering these articles several years ago, and it was a slap on the wrist with some of the fines they were getting. $900 million fine. That's serious, right? Here it is right here. So they will pay $436 million in fines, and 436 compared to 900 million. I mean, that is a big difference. I mean, yes, we're talking about big bankers, but still. And where is it at? The landmark multi-agency settlement lifts a regulatory shadow that has hung over the bank for several years. I mean, if anyone and everyone should know how shady JP Morgan is. I also remember covering a video, or I made a video a couple of years ago, where they got caught with millions and millions of dollars of misprinted gold bars that were going to be sold on the black market, right? I mean, it never stops with them. Then all the crypto stuff. It's like every single way that they can make money or manipulate anything to their own extent and think they can get away with it, in quotations, they will. And unfortunately, JP Morgan just is the one that gets caught the most. Maybe they're the less discreet about it, but this happens with a lot of different banks. Like I said, I've covered, the last video I made on this was Merrill Lynch, and then I made one on the Dutch Bank, and I'm sure other ones, because I've been covering this type of stuff for a while because I want to expose the truth. But I also like, and I'm interested in following these cases, and I want to follow these stories on spoofing, because it really does give us an idea on if it's becoming more punishable, how they're stopping this, how they're preventing this, and also moving forwards if this can somehow ever come to a complete stop, which I don't think is possible, but I do think over time it is going to, and the prices will be able to, I guess, sway in a more natural state, if you see what I'm saying. But anyways, yeah, the link to this article will be in the description. I'm curious what you think about this. What do you think about this? I mean, what is your stand on this? Do you think that this ever is going to lighten up, or do you think banks are always going to have their hands in this in a corrupt way, trying to rig the prices or manipulate the prices? And also, to what extent do you think they are manipulating these prices? I mean, it's sad to say, but it's the truth. All we can do is adjust and adapt and watch as the judge makes this more of a punishable crime. And I'm so glad that they're doing that, because like I said, having a slap on the wrist fine is a lot different than spending years of your actual life in prison, right? Big difference. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you want a chance to win some silver, make sure you click subscribe. Click the notification bell as well, or you might miss the entry videos and you might miss the announcement video. If you don't click the bell, you won't get notified for all my videos. So yeah, click subscribe, click the bell, then the link to the entry video will be in the description. Thanks for tuning in. This was Civil Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.